And the next topic which we are going to discuss about is the purchase module. So purchase, I would like to let you know that the purchase module is tightly integrated with the asset module. When I mean tightly integrated, you can create a purchase order and you can procure a asset, and then you can have that asset directly added into the assets module. So let's see how it is done here. And before that, let me show you the workflow, simple workflow. So of course, purchase requires approvals, right? And it should be approved by few users who has the right to approve it, because it is going to be procured with money. So in that scenario, you can have a purchase order created, purchase request, and once it is approved, you are going to create a purchase order and you can submit for approval. And once it is approved, you can go ahead and order it and then receive it. So this is a simple workflow which we have right here. You can view it if you have, later, later if you have any questions. And let me go ahead and create a new purchase order here. So I'm just going to call it new P1_1, and the vendor is going to be Adobe, China to Japan. So let me see. So let's purchase a laptop. All right. I'm going to buy a Dell XPS 2020 model, and we need to add the approver, right? So I have 4 approvers here, but when I go to the users tab, I can see different, more number of users. So can anyone tell me how this particular approver is decided? Like how or who should approve this particular request? How the approver of the purchase is defined? How the application knows that this user can approve a purchase order? I hope Armam shown that to you, and also we have discussed during the user management. Does anyone have a clue?
There is an option to put a cost over there.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you, Rohit, and thank you, Akshay. Both of them are correct. So basically, under users, let's say Maya, if I edit it, I do have an option to choose the service request approver and the purchase approver. Either you can have it as unlimited, or else you can go ahead and provide a limit to that. So if the purchase cost here exceeds this value, that particular user will not be shown over there. So I'm just going to keep it as unlimited, and I'm going to see here I have the Himalaya now. So I can add it. So right now, since I'm working on as an administrator, I'll go ahead and add administrator as an approver and save the purchase order. Yes, and the email, and as for, of course, the email notification can be sent right from the purchase order. So yes, now we have created the purchase order and we have the details here. What is the next step? The next step would be the approval, right? So I'm going to submit for the approval. Approval notification failed, but the approval has been set successfully. So I'm going to approve this PO. So the PO has been approved. You can see that. And as simple as that, I can receive the item. So I have purchased Dell XPS. I can receive the item. You can see the Dell XPS that I have purchased using the PO 17. So yeah, this is how we would be, the asset module is tightly integrated with the purchase module. It will send the data, the asset information, it will add it right in the assets tab. So you do not have to go there and add it automatically. And if you would have noticed, let me create a new purchase order because I wanted to show you something. I'm sorry. So I'm going to approve this PO. So when I receive items, if you notice that I have an option to provide a service tag number, and I can also set the service tag as a barcode. Yes, Nazia, as I said, yes, the currency can be changed. Okay, I'll create another view. I just want to show that the currency can be changed. Uh, I'm not sure if I have added the base currency. One moment. I have added the base currency. Let me check it in the site information. Uh, uh, yeah, I'll check that and let you know. But yes, we do have a way to change the currency. Actually, we have an option to do that, but I'm not. I cannot find it quickly, so I'll go ahead and check that, and I'll let you know later on. All right? Maybe I'll drop an email. Thank you. Yeah. So yes, so as I said, I wanted to show the receive items, right? So I have created a new purchase order. So receive items. So here you can provide the service tag number. So what is the advantage of providing the service tag number is like this particular item will be the asset will be added with the service tag information. So since it has been added with the service tag information, it is going to fetch the override the information based on the service tag, since it is being a unique value. So you, as soon as it is connected to the network, if the schedule scan runs based on the, if it is in the IP range, it is going to look for the service tag number and it is going to override the value on it. So that is one advantage of having the purchase request. That is one easy way where we can go ahead and have the purchase order configured. Yeah, it is tightly integrated with the assets module, as I said. So this is how we can bring in the assets just by from the procuring. So right from the procuring stage, right, even before changing it to the in-use state, you can start managing the assets. You can have the count of that, and you can have the purchase data right over here. And yes, so this is yeah, that is about the purchase management in the service displays application. And the next one is going to be the contracts module. So the contracts can be used widely when you would like to manage the any other external uh, external documents, like let's say you are purchasing a third party signed certificate, and if you would like to manage that and you would like to get notified between that particular time, like before the certificate expires. So how do we do that? We can have a contract created. Let's call it as certificate 2. So in this, let me have a contract ID, new contract ID, and this maintenance contract. Just for an example, I'm choosing this vendor, and if it is related to any assets, I can add that as well. So since this is being a certificate, it is not related to any asset, so I can go ahead and choose the active period from and to. So let's say it is active for 2 years, and also I can go ahead and enable notification. So I would like to like by seeing this notification field, I want you guys to guess what is the difference between the license agreements which we have under software module and the notification which we have here in this particular contracts. Can anyone guess? Even in the license agreements, we had the notifications, right? So yeah, let me tell you that. So it is basically the specific email address, like the additional email address can be specified here. So for example, if you would like to notify the CA as well before the certificate expiration, let's say you're purchasing certificate from GoDaddy and you would like to get notified before that, of course you can have the technicians to be notified. And if you would like to notify the CA, the support team as well during before this, you can go ahead and configure the email address right here, and then you can give the notify before at the time over there, so that it is going to send the notification before the expiry, and you can view the active status right from here. And also you do have an option to associate child contracts, like if you would like to map any particular contract as a child contract, then you can simply go ahead and choose it and add it right from here. So that is going to help you to manage all in one place in the contracts. So that is about the contract module in our services specification. I would like to know if you have any question on that. Okay. So I believe it's pretty straightforward. So yeah, that is one another thing that I missed to discuss about the asset scan. So that is the distributed asset scan. I have given a hint about like how it works in the real time. Basically we need to set the probe server, and then the data will be sent from the probe server. This helps to reduce the like the bandwidth consumption, and also if you would like to manage the organization on the assets which is spread across the globe, you can go ahead and make use of it. Akshay, when you mean visibility contract, I mean visibility criteria, you mean like whether you can view the number of expiry date, something like that? Could you give me an example? Okay, so you would like to hide contracts between. Okay, so that we can do it from the roles itself, right? The contracts module itself can be hidden, but it is not specific for like for each and every contract. But if you like to hide all the contracts, you can do it from the roles. Like the whole contracts module will not be visible. But if you ask me if we can hide each and every contract, no, that is not possible. Yes. So speaking of distributed asset scan, as I said, we can go ahead and set up a probe server, basically, and another server which is running the Asset Explorer application. It will collect the information of that particular machines which is present in that location, and it will compress it as a zip file or like a list of XMLs, and it will send it to the central server. And as I said, it will be placed in the scanned XMLs, and it will be fetched one by one. By this way, we can manage like the servers efficiently from if you have multiple number of regions to manage, you can do this efficiently using our distributed asset scan. Yeah, that is what I wanted to let you know about. So as I said, we do have some features as a homepage where you can go ahead and add announcements. So let's say if you would like to add announcement over there, simply you can go ahead and add an announcement, and you can choose to whom you would like to show this announcement to. And if you like to send the announcement as an email, you can go ahead and send it. And yesterday, I said that we can integrate Desktop Central. Yes, as I shown earlier, we can go ahead and integrate Desktop Central, and if you would like to display the announcement there as well, there you can go ahead and enable that option to show to them as well. And also we do have and reminders that can be set, like for example, this is exclusively for each and every technician. So if they would like to set a reminder to reach a specific technician at specific that is a specific user at the specific time, he can go ahead and set a reminder so that he'll be notified when a reminder when he'll be notified whenever that when it reaches the time, and also it is going to give you about the complete overview about the request module and the pending request. All this can be viewed right from the homepage itself. It is going to give you like the summary of the requests and the tasks that is present, and also each and every user can go ahead and see the approvals that are the list of requests that they need to approve. So they can simply go ahead and approve it right from the homepage itself. They do not have to navigate, or they do not have to search for the request from the mail and then approve it. They can simply go ahead and click on this and approve to approve that specific request. And that is going to be a helpful feature. And also we do have an customizations that can be done, like if you would like to add a specific widget, let's say an embedded web page, you like to embed a web page, you can go ahead and use the HTML or the HTML file, or else if you have any cloud URL, you can simply go ahead and have that URL and add that widget right over here. So let's say that you have integrated Analytics Plus. So if you have integrated Analytics Plus, and you will have a dashboard over there, and you can access it over a link. And if you would like to add that link to the homepage, technician homepage, you can go ahead and do it right over here. So it should be a embedded URL that can be added, or else you can put it in a HTML file or in a HTML content that can be called right from here. So that is one of the customization that can be done in the homepage. And also a scheduler is something which is going to tell you how and when a request has. So, for example, we do have SLAs, right? So I can go ahead and see what is the SLA that is going to, what is the request that is going to breach on this particular date. And if a technician is on a leave, so at each and every technician can mark leave, which will be collectively visible to the administrator. So in that scenario, if administrator wants to mark a leave on a specific day, he can simply go ahead and mark the casual leave, and we can assign a backup technician for them. So, for example, if he has a set of requests that is going to be escalated today based on the SLA, you can go ahead and simply move the request or the tasks to the particular backup technician, whoever you are configuring right here. So yeah, that is about the technician. Scheduler. It will be really helpful when you would like to monitor the leave days and holidays of a technician, and if you like to assign a backup technician, that can be helpful. And this is something which Armuham has told you. So where if a backup approver is in a holiday, you can simply go ahead and if an approver is in a holiday, and if you would like to move that all the approvals to any other approver, so what you could do is you can simply move the pending approvals so that it will be displayed on this backup approvals homepage. He can go ahead and approve it as per accordingly. If the approval is required, he can simply go ahead and do it. And we do have an UI where you can simply go ahead and see the logged in technicians, the list of technicians that has been logged into the application currently. And also we do have a backup technician chart if you would like to view them immediately, so that can be done as well. And similar to the resource management in the project which we have seen earlier, we do have an option where we can simply drag and drop the tasks to the different users. So this is for the resource management for the requests. I mean, for resource management for all the tasks that is present, you can simply filter it with the all tasks and the open tasks, and you can drag and drop to move it, assign it between the technicians. So this is one of the helpful um, feature which we have it right in the homepage. So this will help you to like work efficiently. This is like an add-on that can be done efficiently. And also we do have a dashboard which displays a set of reports, like predefined report. These are the predefined reports which cannot be modified. But if you would like to add any other report, you can create a chart report, and then you can go ahead and save it, and then you can, or else you can have a matrix report and save it to add it in the dashboard. So that is one another feature which we have. So let's see how we can do that. Here you can see that I have a chart report that I have added. So that's a saved report already. You can see that I have an option to add to the dashboard. So I can choose which dashboard I'm going to add. So I'm going to add it to the help desk dashboard. So let's go back to the home screen. You can see that my report has been added successfully. And also if you would like to modify it, like the widget settings, you can simply go ahead and modify the widget, like organize widgets. Like if you would bring some of the widgets at the top, all that can be done right from here. So dashboard is where you can see the information collectively, and it will be more efficient basically. So also you can change the number of columns that is being displayed, or if you would like to view it as a one report per column, you can do that as well. I believe I have an additional widget, so let me remove one. So 20 is the limit for the widget. I can simply go ahead and save the configurations, and I can view the report as per my preference. And also we, similar to help desk, we do have reports for the problems and changes. If you like, you can go ahead and add it. Uh, yes, Anil. When we, like you can go ahead and change the order or the layout, or the how the it is going to look at that, like the whether it is going to be a fixed dashboard widget or it is going to be a fluid, that you can change. But when it comes to the size, that cannot be modified. So as I said, you can go ahead and organize it, and also you can change the widget number of columns that is going to. So that is pretty much going to help you to sort out the size. For example, if it is 2, it is going to look like this. If it is 3, so this is going to help you to change the widget size based on the column. So for each and every widget, the custom size cannot be set. Yeah, that is about the widget configurations. And as I said, in the dashboard you can have it for like the problems changes, and even for the assets you can have a collective report for this. And even for the projects, you can view the status of the project. That can be done as well right from the dashboards page. uh, Yes, so pretty much I believe we have come to an end, and this is what exactly I wanted to discuss about, like for the agenda today, about the asset management and the projects, and about the homepage, and a little overview about the homepage and the dashboards. So if I remember correctly, someone on, I believe Sham asked how to install the application on a server. Am I correct, Sam? I said that if we had more time in the last day, we will talk about that. I'm not. How do we share dashboards? So when you mean share dashboards, you would like to share it with other users. So dashboards cannot be shared, but the reports, I mean, cannot be shared, but the reports can be shared. So when you save this report, you can show, I mean, you can choose whether it needs to be visible for everyone or only for you. So in that scenario, if that particular user wants to add this particular information to the dashboard, they can do that. So the dashboards itself cannot be shared directly. Downloaded as PDF directly, no. But of course, we do have an option to print page in a browser, right? That should probably give you all the information that we have that you can make use of. Yes, that can be converted as a PDF, but not an inbuilt function. But it is something which we need to do from the browser level. Yes, yeah. So can we share the report to the entire team? Yes. Report can be shared to the entire team. Yes. So if you have saved it, so if while saving it itself, whether you have to do it, I mean, you can choose whether it is going to be a public report or a private report. Public report is just you. So private report is everyone else can see. How can we set custom frequent used reports? So frequently used reports mean, like you can go ahead and save it so that whenever, so let's say I want to generate a list of requests that has been created today. Well, every day I want to save it because that could be a pretty a recent report that we would check every day. So for creating and sharing reports and dashboard, do we need any access to? Not exactly. All you have to ensure is like under the roles, uh, the report you have to the user the technician should have access to the reports module. So this is something which the technician should have. That answers Anil's question. And yes, and Krunal, we were talking about creating the frequent reports. So if I save this particular report, like a daily report is going to be something frequent, right? So if I save this under my custom, so whenever I view this particular report, it will be generated for the every day. So when I run this report for tomorrow, it is going to generate the daily report of the tomorrow's request, and then it is going to show that to me. And also we do have an option to schedule it, where you can simply go ahead and schedule the report. You can have it sent to any of the technicians from, or you can simply add the address for to whom it needs to be sent. So that is going to give an extensive access to view the reports from email. I hope that answers Kunal's question. Share report to team in terms of groups or roles, or only make it public? Yes, Akshay. So, as I said, there is only two ways that we can share the report. Either you can go ahead and have it personal as a personal one, or else you can simply share it to everyone, just me or everyone. That's it. Public or private, not to the teams or groups that can be shared. I hope that answers Akshay's question as well. So yeah, so I believe it is Sham who has like how to install the application on the local machine. So if you would like to know still, we can go ahead and have a session because still we have around like 27 minutes. Okay. So as I said, it is. Does anyone have a question? Okay. So as I said, it is going to be like any other installation that we are going to do on a Windows machine. So let's say we do have a place where we can download all the exes, or else you can directly download it from our website itself. So we do have list of like even the latest bill will be deployed in here. Even for this link, even you will have access to that. So here we do have the exe and the bin. So before we jump into the installation, I would like to show you the prerequisites for the services plus. Notification on regular basis to the technician if ticket kept on hold or open. Regular basis in the sense like a reminder, Kunal. or you just want to notify if there is only when like there if there is no update on mail or SMS. Yes, that can be done from our notification rules. So these are the technician notifications that can be sent. So you can go ahead and enable this to send notifications like if the request is being remains unpicked, you can simply go ahead and choose this option so that in this scenario we are not picking up the request, so that you can not let the group know that group users know that this notification has to be sent. Yeah, enabling that should will send the information, like if the request is left unpicked, it will send the notification. So would you want to know that whether the request is left unpicked or it is picked by a technician and kept on hold or open, something like that? You want the notification before the technician assignment? If the technician kept, yeah, I think you mean after the technician assignment, if the ticket kept on hold or open. So I believe you're talking about like when there is no response. Yeah, I get it, Kunal. So basically, I believe you want the notification to be sent whenever there is no action that is performed by the user. I mean the technician. So in that case, then we will have to make use of our APIs. Like custom schedule reports. We do have an option called custom schedules. So what you could do is you can take a list of report for the um, last updated time, like greater than 1 day or 2 days. Let's say that the technician is keeping the ticket and open for open or in on hold status for more than 3 days. You can generate a report and you can configure the report and you can pass that as an argument, and you can have a script configured. And of course you need an external script. There is no default settings that can be done, so you can have a script configured over here where it is going to get the details of that particular schedule. Whenever this schedule runs, you can run it for every 1 hour. So whenever the schedule runs, it will generate the report for all the requests that is kept open or on hold state for more than 2 days, let's assume. So in that scenario, this particular argument will be passed as a JSON data. So what we be using that JSON data, we can have a script configured to send the notification. So that is one way we can achieve. And if you are not interested in configuring script, we do have one another way. Like if we try to change the status to on hold status, yeah, we can schedule the status change. When you can go ahead and schedule the this request to reopen automatically after the specific set of time. For example, if the request is being changed to on hold status, and if you would like to make it open status automatically, you can configure the next set of status. So it is going to allow you to change the status automatically. And with the notification rules, we can have, like we can have a notification sent whenever the request is updated. So if the request is being updated, it is uh, okay, group is updated. Okay, yeah, okay, that is for that. Yeah, then in that scenario, custom notification is a way. I mean the custom schedules is the way to do it. You can generate a report for or the list of requests that is being created, and then you can have a script to send the email for all the technicians who belong to that request. Yeah, that would be the right approach for this chrono. So there is no inbuilt settings for this. You'll have to have a script and a report that is passed as an argument as a JSON file. Yes, Nazia, under custom triggers, we do have an option to configure notification itself. So you can have a notification itself as an action. I'm sorry, SMS notification or email notification. So by doing this, whenever this matches a criteria, it is going to send this particular notification. Let's say there is a VIP user, and you would want to get notified whenever the VIP user raises request, where you can see configure the sender, and if the sender is like the VIP user, you can go ahead and send this notification will be triggered automatically. That is one way we can have a custom notification. I hope I have answered Nazia's question. Can we include or create interactive filters for dashboards to filter data off the reports? Can we generate report based on basis of state, time duration spent on each state? Yes. So we do when we go to the custom report, there is a time spent separate one. So this is going to allow you to the time spent request that can be calculated, but ensure that the timer is running and the work log is added. Only then this particular values will be fetched basically. And can we include a create interactive filters? So yes, the filters can be created. So basically, if I go under custom reports, I can see the date filter, and also you can have the advanced filter based on the columns or the fields that is present in the request. You can have the criteria created, the filter criteria. Does that answer your question, Anand? Okay, so if my understanding is right, you would want to create a filter for the reports, right? Okay, you want to create it for in the dashboard. Yeah, I got it. I got your question. I understand. So you are looking for a interactive filter like this, right? No, basically, if you are saving a report, you will be not able to create that particular filter. You will be just able to refresh the reports. But like if you are using Analytics Plus as an integration to generate the reports, then you will have that in the report itself in the interactive. So whatever you are saying can be done in the Analytics Plus. When it comes to Services Plus, we do have few default reports and a few predefined criteria which can be chosen. But the new that filter cannot be chosen like interactively. So when I mean that only the chart and the matrix can be added, it is going to add it as an image. You see this? So it is not going to allow you to do a filter on that, like only if this is that. So it is going to show as an image basically. So yeah, as I said, if you have it as a interactive, I mean like Analytics Plus is integrated, you can go ahead and add it when you embed that particular dashboard in here. Yes, and let's continue with the installation. Do we have drill down option in reports? uh, can you explain what is the drill down option is? Like you want to write a query on specific reports. So if you want a more specific report, you can view our table schema, like that. When we click on report, it shows the data. Yes. Okay. Again, you are speaking about the interactive thing. So basically, from the dashboard, it is not possible. But if you have generated the report and if you would like to view the request ID, that can be done. Another report with another view, known as, yeah, maybe you will have to write a HTML to do that. But unfortunately, no, that particular feature like redirecting from one report to another report, this is completely Analytics Plus features. Like when in Analytics Plus, it is a business intelligence tool, another tool that has been generated, I mean, created by ManageEngine. So it will help you to get more insights on that. Like let me see if I have Analytics Plus installed. I don't think I have it installed because I haven't installed it recently. So basically, that will help you to get all these informations like interactive reports by choosing and doing that. Maybe I'll show you that report which I have. So this is something like which we have created in RN, the weekly report. So yeah. So this is pretty much about if you have created it in Analytics Plus, you can have an interactive filters and viewing that particular drill down reports that can be done. Yeah, but when it comes to Service Desk Plus, it is going to be static. No drill down can be done. Okay. So I was talking about downloading the as exe, right? Before that, let me see if I have installed any programs. I have the older version of Service Disk Plus installed just for test purpose. So I'm going to show you how the installation process is going to be. So um, let me do a quick installation. In the meantime, let me download it. We share the package downloading which you have access to. Sure, Sham, sure. Actually, you can do it from our ManageEngine itself, or else you can use this link. This will have all the exes and everything. And this is the prerequisites. So since we are running out of time, let me talk about the prerequisites as well. So prerequisites are like we can use Windows and Linux environments, as you know, and we support until from 2012 server to the 2019, and we support like this is a tested version of it, the Ubuntu and the CentOS, so version this and above that. And if you would like to use the Red Hat Enterprise, so you can go ahead and use that as well from the version which is after 8. So I have shared the prerequisite links as well. You can make use of it to go through that. So now I have uninstalled the older version of Service Desk Plus. Let me show you how we do install the new. So the newer version is being downloaded. Let's give it some time. It's pretty slow for some reason.
I guess just to remind you, we have another 13 minutes.
Yes, Jay, I have covered pretty much all the topics. So on the first day, Sham wanted to know the
Hmm.
installation steps. So I'm giving how we can do that, and I'm answering few questions in the meantime.
Oh, okay. Yeah, cool. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jay. Yeah. So it's taking a while for download. So yeah, it has been downloaded. So since this is a Windows machine, I have downloaded the exe, the 64-bit exe, and now we are into the installation. So you can see this like any other exe, it is going to show the next option, the install wizard, and then it is the license agreements. You can read it if required, and then you can click on yes to proceed. So we offer three different editions, as Jay said earlier: standard, professional, and enterprise. So enterprise being the complete package of our provided, and this is a location where you. I'm just going to choose a different. All right. And here comes the important part. So this is the port that your application is going to use. So this port should be reachable from any other machine in which you are trying to access the application. So I'll be doing the port, and on the first day I said that we will be using the default database Postgres, and this is it. This is the configuration, and moving forward, once after the installation, if you would like to change it to MS SQL, you can do that. So this is a little warning for the antivirus. So if you have any antivirus that scans each and every files that will be placed in the folder, then you can you would want to avoid that. Like you would want to exclude the service disk on that, because it is going to impact. It might result in timeout error if it takes long time for scanning. So this is the support information that you need to provide. Like if you would like to have your information added in our database, you can go ahead and do this. I'm just going to skip it as of now. So this is a summary of the configurations that I have done. It is going to be in the folder this, and it is going to be the port 8080. Now the installation begins. Let's wait for it to complete. So as I said, it is like any other installation that we do, like just the exe that we need to take care of, and then if it is Linux machine, then we'll be using the bin files. Yeah. So you have to ensure that we are using a correct file. And if you ask me how much storage you should have, so it depends on the database which you are using. So if you are going to use the PostgreSQL database, it is going to use a folder which you are installing. So day by day, it is going to increase the amount of uh, the application usage, right? The database will get increased. So in that scenario, you'll have to ensure that you have good storage size in the drive. But if you are going to use MS SQL, then all it is going to consume is the storage for the attachments that you are going to use in the application, and then the scanned XMLs that will be placed. So if you ask me what is the average space that can be used, it will be given in the prerequisites itself, like the 150 GB. It is like the minimum requirement. You can ensure that your drive has that, and then you can proceed with that. Let me double check. Yeah, I'm sorry. It is 500 GB actually. If you are going to use less than 100, and if you are going to go above 100, then it is going to be 2 TB. So yeah, it is. The consumption is mainly for the um, uh, I'm sorry, it is mainly for the file attachments that is going to be placed. So it is going to be a physical file. So you have to ensure that it is uh, it is being done without any issues. So let's wait for it to complete. It is being extracted. Yeah, we are in the last step. So I'm not going to start the service because another instance is running. I'll have to stop the actual service. So now that it has been installed, let's go ahead and see that in the directory. It's on the ManageEngine service disk. Let me confirm the build info. Yeah, this is the latest version. So let's go ahead and run it. Let me stop it. So since I'm using Postgres database for the another instance as well, it might throw an error basically. So I'm going to stop. Okay, the service is stopped already. I'm going to run it. I'm running like this because I want to show what are the entities that will be checked during the startup. So you can see that all the modules are being populated. It will take a while, so I hope it will be started in 4 minutes. In the meantime, I just want to answer Nazia's question regarding the currency. Since my instance is not running, I'm just going to use the. Okay. PostgreSDB comes with tool package, or we have to install separately. There is no tool. I believe you are asking for a tool to query the database, right? Like web tool. So it doesn't come with any tool. So we'll have to connect it using the command prompt, using query like a PS equal exe files. Let me show you that. PGSQL. Yeah, this is the path where you will have all the data and the configuration. So we do not have any direct web-based or any other tool to query it, but we can do it from the command prompt itself with this simple command. So by default, these are the values that will be. You see this? So you'll have to query from here. That's it, as simple as that. But we do not have any direct uh, yes. And yeah, we see that our application has been started. And yes, so Nazia had a question to change the currency in the application. I mean, while creating the purchase order, right? That currency has to be chosen from here. So basically, we will have to add the currency, so the other currency, and then we'll have to choose which currency this particular vendor is going to use, whether it's a USD or not. So there is a database query to change the base currency itself. So here I do have an option, because since there are no currencies added as of now, maybe I'll add a currency if you have more time. So I understand that it is time. I'll just show. Sorry for the delay, guys. So if I go back to vendor, if I'm there, so you see this, Nazia. I hope Nazia is still in the call. So this is where we change the currency. So if I have saved this particular vendor Dell with this particular currency, if I'm going to create a purchase order, we have an option to choose the vendor, right? So it chooses the INR, the Indian rupees, automatically. That is how we do it. I hope Nazia is still here. If not, she can look at the recordings, or one of you can convey the information. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I didn't receive a notification. I'm sorry. So yes, so here is the I mean, like, how we do change the currencies, and our application is also started in the meantime. So this is the URL that we need to use. One moment. So this is the URL that we need to use. I hope everyone can see. As soon as I have access HTTP localhost 8080, it takes me to the application, and we access it using our default password as administrated for the first time. Yeah, I hope I have completed everything. So that is how we install the application and connect to the database, and this is how the initial configuration looks like. Great. So I hope I answered all the questions as well. If you have any other questions, you can let me know. Else we can, like in the later sessions, or else you can communicate with us in email to get the queries sorted out. All right.
Like I guess one thing you had
Mm.
showed the installation in case if the team needs to stop the application. So is there a procedure to stop the application or sequence to follow?
We do have, I have done it from run.bats because I wanted to show you how it will be done. I mean, what are the modules that will be created. So if you would like to stop it, you can simply go ahead and go to services, and our services name is Manage in Service Display. It is not started as of now because I have started in services. I mean, I started from the command prompt. So what I could do is I'll stop it right here. Yeah. So if it is basically in the real-time environment, it will be started from the services. So it will look like this. So if you like to stop the application, you can simply go ahead and stop it. So there is no standard procedure that needs to be followed. All you have to ensure is that send a notification to everyone before stopping it. So you can simply go ahead and click on stop it to stop the application. It's pretty straightforward.
Okay. And in case if you install it to an external DB, say MS SQL or something like that.
Yeah, so you do not have to make any communication, right? Of course, if you have stopped the services, it is not going to communicate the DB, right? There is no thread that is going to run to connect with the DB. So you do not have to worry about that. If you would like to have the DB disabled, you can go ahead and do it manually. So there is no certain procedures. You can simply stop it from here, and there will be no impact on that.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if it's a bundled PG-SQL, then we'll take care of shutting down the database as well. But if it's going to be a standalone Microsoft SQL which is connected, then we will not shut down the DB. Rather, we'll just stop the application. If you want to shut down the DB, you may have to do it manually.
Okay, all right. Thanks.
No problem.
Yes. So I hope that is all for today's session. If you have any other questions, you can get back to me.